What's up guys, Blinkers on here, and today we are going to be making a flashlight that you can use in your world to light up the environment, and this is a great thing to have for horror games, which are probably the easiest version of game to make, and yeah, let's just get straight into it. So first we're going to go into the toolbox, we're just going to get a model, and we're just going to look up flashlight, flashlight, mesh, and we're just going to find one that looks good. And you got to make sure it doesn't have any scripts in it, because in the toolbox, sometimes things with scripts in them, they can have viruses, which will ruin your Roblox game. So now that we've imported the flashlight, we're going to rename this to handle, which we'll need for a tool. So we're going to go to the starter pack, and we're going to make a new tool. Rename it to flashlight. And then we're going to drag our flashlight object from the workspace into the tool. And we're actually going to drag this out of starter pack and just put it into the workspace, the tool itself. And there we go. So now we have this, and when we pick it up, we have a flashlight in our hand. But right now, there's no light, and it's still bright out, so we won't really be able to see the light once we add it. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to change the clock time in-game to make it actually dark out. So we're going to look up at the sky, and we can see that the sun is there. If we go into lighting, and we scroll down, we'll find clock time. And we can put this all the way down to 0, or you can set it up to move it all the way to the right. That'll also put it to 0. And if you want, you can also change the star count, which if you go to atmosphere, or sky, you go to sky, and then there should be a variable called star count. So if I set this to 0, you get a starless sky, but if I set it to 2000, you get one that has stars. And let's just set this back to its default value of 3000. And now we are going to add a light to our flashlight so we can see. So now under our flashlight, under the handle, we're going to add a spotlight. There we go. And that puts it in front of us, but right now we can't really see it, so we're going to turn up the brightness and turn down the angle so it looks actually more like a flashlight. We turn up the intensity a little bit, and we can pick up the flashlight, and we can notice that the flashlight actually has a light that goes in front of us now. And if we want it to be first person too, we can go to starter player, scroll down, and go to camera mode, and change classic to lock first person. So now we can come here, and we're in first-person camera mode, pick this up, and the flashlight still works, and it actually looks like we're carrying the flashlight, kind of like it's right in front of us. But this doesn't give us the ability to turn on and off the flashlight, and also, it doesn't look great in the darkness, so before we do anything else, we're going to go under lighting, go to atmosphere, and turn up the density. See how it gets darker? It's like fog. So I'm going to turn this up pretty high to like 0.914. And we pick this up, and now it's a lot spookier, and it's darker, so it'll be easier to see the actual effect of the flashlight. So now we can end that, and if you want, you don't have to change the density at all. I'm just going to set this something like, kind of like that. That looks better. And we are going to add the script for our flashlight so that you can actually use it. And you can turn it on and off, and there will be a sound, and the light will go off. So we're going to add a script underneath the handle, and we're gonna, inside the script, we're gonna go local flashlight is equal to script.parent. You always got to get a reference to your owning object, and then you need local function, activated. This will control whenever our flashlight is activated, and we're going to do flashlight.parent.activated, and then we're going to connect the function activated. Oops, I have caps lock on. And we don't need quotes actually here, we just need activated. So now whenever we, the dot activated after flashlight.parent means whenever we have the tool and we press on it to like activate the tool, it will run. So if we just do print and we go hello, we can click play, and we have this. if you notice in the console, whenever I click, it prints hello. But I have to have the tool open. So if I don't have the tool open, see how it doesn't work? But if I have the tool open and I activate it, it will work really well. So now we go back to script and we're just going to delete this print function. And we're going to do flashlight.spotlight. Actually, we need to, first we're going to delete this because I forgot about the most important part. We need to make a variable, which is local is on. I'm going to set this to true, because by default it is on. The flashlight is on. So in the activated function, we're going to do if is on. We're going to do flashlight.spotlight.enabled. And we're going to set this to false. So whenever we click, if the flashlight is on, then we're going to turn off the spotlight, and we're going to set is on equal to false. But if it's else, then flashlight.spotlight.enabled is equal to true, and is on is equal to true. Alright, that's our flashlight right there. So that should work if we go into game and we use it. So let's go over to our flashlight. Oh, missed it. There. Click. And we can turn our flashlight on and off whenever we click on it. So that is a really great way to use a flashlight, but it's not very immersive. We need another, we need a sound for it to seem like we're actually clicking. So we're going to do audio in the toolbox, and we're going to look up flashlight, click. And we're just going to listen to these and see which one looks best. And that one sounds pretty good. So I'm going to insert this into game, and I'm going to put it underneath the handle. And inside the script, we're going to do, underneath is on, we're going to do flashlight.flashlight click. And then we're going to add a colon and then play. And then after this down here, we're going to do flashlight.flashlight click, play, here. So now it'll play each time we press the button. So that is our flashlight fully working. So this flashlight will work in any game you want. You can also change the flashlight model if you want. And it looks really good with a basic spotlight. And it's really good for low poly games too. But if you want to turn up the atmosphere again, atmosphere density, you can turn that up. And then if you want the spotlight to be brighter, there's the angle, which changes like the opening. See how it's wider there, and then there it's more narrow. You can set it to like something like 9 and then turn that up, but I don't know if you can see it. So you just have to tweak the settings a little bit to see what works and what doesn't work. So let's turn down the angle again, or turn up the angle. There we go, and then range. You can lower the range too, which is awesome. See how I can turn up the range a lot, and then I pick it up, and then see how it goes off into the darkness. It's a really great way to illuminate an area for your game, and it's very cool. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope it helps you in your game, and it works, and it makes a good flashlight mechanic that you can use in any of your games, preferably horror games. And yeah, if you like this video and want to see more, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you want to, you can leave a like to support the channel. And yeah, that is all for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.